Welcome to the BNI Knox podcast, helping members in the Knoxville, Tennessee region grow their business and make more money through the power of referrals. Now, here's your host, Andy Brassfield.
Welcome to the BNI Knox podcast with your host, Andy Brassfield and Robert Smith. Robert, this is our inaugural rebirth of our BNI Knox podcast.
It is. I'm excited.
And we're also going on video, so looking at the camera some. So if you're listening, just keep in mind, you can find us on YouTube and on all your favorite podcast apps, whether you're on Apple or Android, it doesn't matter. You can listen to us online. And we're even going to put some of these up on Facebook as well. So we're going to try to get out there with some of this information. And we want this to be helpful to the members of our region as well as anybody else that might tune in. But I want you to know, if you're a member of BNI Knox, and that's anywhere from Tri-Cities to Crossville, then this is for you. This podcast is for you. We're coming to you today from the Mike Fuller Realty studio.
That's it.
Yes, we appreciate Mike Fuller and his staff for hosting us here for the podcast. And the podcast is brought to you by Front Porch Media. You can't see the man behind the camera, Darren Cooper. Thank you, Darren and Front Porch, for sponsoring the podcast. This means a lot to us. So this week, Valentine's Day.
It is.
Actually, Friday the 14th is Valentine's Day, and for those who are listening or watching this week and not some point farther down the future, I want to remind you from a man, don't forget, okay, Valentine's Day is coming up, and I noticed one of our, or do we have any members that you know of who are offering Valentine's Day specials that we need to know about? I'm throwing you one that I did not prepare you for.
That's it. If I had to guess, I'm sure that gift baskets are always a good idea. A lot of gift certificates for the masseuses. I don't want to throw any names out there necessarily.
Gift certificates, gift baskets.
Yeah, somebody that does Mary Kay, I bet, would probably be happy to do some last minute Valentine's stuff.
I think that would. Now, I know someone in our region who was Mary Kay, but she's now started her own business doing personalized vinyl application.
Okay.
Megan Murphy Boatwell.
Okay.
Yeah, Megan. Hey, Megan.
There you go.
I want to give Megan a plug here. If you need something personalized for your Valentine, then look up Megan, and she is changing over from Mary Kay to, I think her business is called Her Legacy.
Okay.
If I've messed that up, Megan, you set me straight.
And she's going to love that she only has 3 days to give everybody their Valentine's Day.
Only 3 days to do this. Well, okay.
There you go. Way to start your business, Megan.
Valentine's Day makes me think of a song, Unforgettable. And you volunteered to sing.
No, sir. I sing
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Yeah. So who was it, Nat King Cole?
It was.
And then the video that his daughter did a generation later, Natalie Cole, where they dubbed him in and they were singing a duet. Now, was that cool?
That was awesome.
That was cool. But we're not here just to talk about romance. We may be able to help you out there a little bit, but no, we're not here to talk about romance. We're here to talk about business and networking and referrals. So how about becoming unforgettable? Think about this in a business sense. Think about this in your BNI chapter, among your clients, customers, and patients, becoming unforgettable. So let's talk about what becoming unforgettable might look like, and why would we want to. Okay, the why, is it obvious?
I think so.
It's obvious. Becoming unforgettable means more business.
More business.
Right? Okay, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into that, but let's talk about first some ideas about becoming unforgettable. What comes to your mind first, Robert?
The absolute first thing that comes to my mind, and I love it, and of course this is a plug to send out cards, but every single time I get somebody that sends me something from send out cards, even though I know exactly what it is whenever I see the box, I absolutely love it. And I actually just got some cookies recently, and they were probably the best cookies I've had. I don't need any more cookies, but that to me, just out of the blue, completely random, they didn't have any reason to send it to me. That really stood out.
Okay. Okay, so you've got people sending you something, a card, a gift, at random times.
Yes, sir.
And these people, what, in your chapter?
They are. Mm-hmm.
Mostly in
both,
your...
Well, who I don't know if oversee is necessarily the right word, but yeah, in the chapters that I support. So it's out of one of the.
So as an ambassador, Robert
mm-hmm.
supports a couple of different chapters. This is what he's referring to when he talks about chapters that he supports. He's an ambassador on my regional team.
Mm-hmm.
So send out cards. Fantastic. This is definitely one of the places we want to go with
Absolutely.
becoming unforgettable. A couple of thoughts that I had written down about this subject was, first of all, a unique selling proposition.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something that we hear Dr. Ivan Meisner talk about from time to time on his podcast. Look it up now if you're not listening to the official BNI podcast with Dr. Ivan Meisner. Get on board with that one. That's definitely a valuable piece. Now, the unique selling proposition is something that I first heard him introduce.
Right.
Okay, now, it might have been that I hadn't heard of it because I didn't go to college for business. I spent over a quarter of a century as an independent business owner. I had a business partner, but I didn't go to college for business. I didn't have a corporate background. So hearing things like unique selling proposition were sort of new for me.
Right.
As I began to get an education from my BNI membership. So what is unique selling proposition? Well, it's that thing that sets you apart from your competitors, right?
That's it.
So in the field that you're in commercial real estate.
Yes, sir.
So what's your unique selling proposition? This is how you become unforgettable. Now, can I put you on the spot? Are you prepared to answer that question?
I believe I am.
Let me hear it. This is for example.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it really comes down to customer and client support. In my profession, it's very common that you call another real estate agent and they don't answer the phone. And so even though in most professions, answering the phone or being that customer support person isn't usually a USP, for my profession, I definitely feel it is.
So you have a good understanding then of your industry,
yes, sir,
and of your competition, and you've been able to narrow it down and say one thing that's different. So I want to ask our members to think about what sets you apart. Why would a potential client or customer or patient do business with you instead of their competitors? This is a unique selling proposition. And maybe you don't know the answer to that question. It's fair to say, gee whiz, I don't know. What sets me apart? Now, listen, we all want to deliver excellence. Mm-hmm. We all want to deliver the best customer service, right? I think we have to get away from those as unique selling propositions.
Right.
We have to have something specific, right? Can I share you from my telecom business?
Absolutely.
One of my unique selling propositions? Don't laugh.
No, I'm not going to laugh.
My voice.
Your voice.
My voice, yeah.
That's it.
So it's mine. It's just mine. Nobody else has it. Nobody else can have it. Mm-hmm. So when I sign up a new phone client, I offer to record all of their greetings.
I've actually heard your voice
in my voice. So if you happen to call one of my clients and hear my voice, you won't be surprised. That is a unique selling proposition.
I like that.
That's an added value that I bring into my clients. It doesn't cost them another dime.
Right.
Beyond the service that they pay for. That's an example of becoming unforgettable.
Right.
So define your unique selling proposition and be able to verbalize that, be able to say it, communicate it. Think about that elevator pitch scenario where you can meet somebody anywhere, anytime, and they say, "What do?" You don't just say, "I'm a commercial realtor."
Right.
But you can go farther, and yet within the short confines of an elevator ride, 30 to 60 seconds, you've been able to tell them what makes you different from everybody else. So stand out from the crowd, becoming unforgettable, standing out from the crowd. What are other ways that we can stand out from the crowd? We've got unique selling proposition, we've got send out cards. How else can we stand out from the crowd?
For me, and one thing that's definitely grown my business within BNI is the number of people that I know within BNI. And so my business has actually grown, and we've talked about this before. My business with my current customers that I already had has grown because now I know so many people within BNI. And so that's helped me be one of my USPs.
So you're saying that your clients and prospects will remember you because you've become a resource for them.
Absolutely.
Client needs a new roof on their property, and rather than turning to the phone book or to Google, they turn to you.
That's it. And I actually carry my placemat with me, and this is a plug. Take pictures of your placemats if you guys are able to. This is one thing that I've always done. Every single meeting I've ever been in, I take a picture of my placemat. Placemat being, we call it placemat. I'm assuming that's sort of general across BNI.
I don't think it's a term that every chapter uses synonymously. So again, placemat is the chapter roster.
Chapter roster. So,
and
I'll take a picture of that. And when I'm with my clients, I'll say, I don't know everything. And I, of course, picked this up from Megan. I say, I don't know every situation in your life. However, we've sat here for an hour or so, and I've gotten a pretty good idea of what you're looking for, what you're needing. Or a lot of times I find a place that I can bring that up. Well, hey, we just walked through this building. I know this. You guys may have a roof leak. That roof leak can turn into this, and that, and the other. So I literally give them my placemat, and I say, who on this list can I introduce you to? Who can I help you with or grow your business with? And a lot of times I've found it when I reach out to people who are not in BNI, and I reach out to them, they say, well, I don't want you to sell me anything. I'm not looking for anything new. I say, well, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to help you grow in your business. Who can I introduce you to? And I don't even pitch my services. Mm-hmm. But the power of BNI, especially here in the Knoxville region, for me, my business has been better. And so that's been also a USP for me, that I have my current customers that knew me before BNI calling me now, hey, Robert knows everybody. Who do you know that, yada, yada, yada. So I'm actually getting tier 2 and tier 3 from personal clients that I had that are passing my name off to their friends and family.
So you become a resource.
I've been a resource.
You become the guy who knows a guy.
Mm-hmm.
This will set you apart.
It does.
All right. How about attendance to your BNI meeting?
Oh, that's huge.
We're going to break it down, and we're going to get elementary, fundamental here. We're going to talk regular, faithful attendance to your BNI meeting will set you apart.
Absolutely.
And make you unforgettable in your chapter.
That's it.
Yeah. How about if you're going to go on vacation, get a sub. Send a substitute.
That's
How
it.
about letting your chapter know, hey, I'm going to be on vacation next week. I've got a substitute lined up. Here's their name and even their contact information.
That's it. Absolutely.
Yeah, because what does a substitute represent? Represents another connection.
It is.
Another connection. Remember, in BNI, we're not just about networking or referrals, but the root of this is relationship. And relationship starts with a connection, right? So if you're sending substitutes, bringing visitors, and bringing visitors is another.
That's huge.
This will set you apart. Think
Absolutely.
about who in your chapter is the king or queen of visitors. Now, you just thought of somebody, right?
Absolutely. I thought of several people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that will make you unforgettable. Speaking of visitors and subs, connect with them intentionally. You want to be unforgettable to a visitor or sub? Let me tell you something. You can give the absolute best weekly presentation in front of your chapter when there are visitors or subs in the room, and they might remember you.
That's it.
They might remember you for about a week.
It happens.
But how about after a month?
That's it.
Do they still remember just off of this fantastic weekly presentation that you made? Right? I mean, listen, we're talking it's going to be rare that you can make such an impression on someone to become unforgettable one time.
Extremely
It's
hard.
going to be really rare that you meet somebody and make such an impression on them that they never forget you.
Mm-hmm.
All right? To become unforgettable takes making a connection. To make a connection is repeatedly contacting people.
Right.
I didn't say selling.
Nope, not at all. Contacting.
Touching.
We touch that, yep. We talk about that.
Touching, right? Mm-hmm. So reach out to these substitutes and visitors. Connect with them. Send them a card.
Absolutely.
Call them and ask to have a one-to-one. Now we're getting into 24/7/30.
That's it.
That'd be another podcast
I like that. That's
episode.
a good podcast.
We're going to have to put that one on the list for a future podcast. Exercise 24/7/30 with your visitors and subs. How about a handwritten card? Now listen, I'm not going to, I love send out cards. I receive, but let me tell you something. If somebody takes the time to handwrite a card.
That's huge. That is.
Now, I've heard a marketing guru say, what's the big deal about a handwritten card? He's like, people make all this fuss about a handwritten card. What's the big deal? Okay. You know, everybody's different. Everybody's got their own thing. And maybe a handwritten card's not for you. But how about a text message? Right?
I like text message.
Text message, that's personal. It's direct.
It is.
Hey, thank you for visiting our chapter last week. Look forward to getting to know more about your business. Would that be an acceptable text message to receive from somebody?
Absolutely.
During business hours on a weekday?
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep in mind, you know, when you want to be unforgettable, you want to be unforgettable for all the right reasons.
Yeah, well, we should have started with that actually. You don't want to be that guy. But that definitely stands out. And again, you're not selling them anything when you reach out to them. That's one of the big things that I see in the networking sphere, and that's going to kill your credibility.
Absolutely.
Use me. That's absolutely the wrong approach, especially in BNI.
If you want to be unforgettable, then find out what that person wants and help them get it.
That's huge. Yep.
I'm borrowing from Zig Ziglar.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. You help them get that, and they absolutely want to
find
help
out
you.
what that person wants. Help them get it.
That's it.
They might want your services, but probably not.
But you still help somebody.
You help them. You connect them. Givers gain. Then it's going to come back to you. So connect them. Let me tell you another way to become unforgettable. Serve on leadership team.
Absolutely.
How about being the president or vice president of your chapter? How about being the network education coordinator? Talk about somebody that gets a chance to stand up every week and make an impression. You get 3 to 5 minutes every week as network education coordinator. Yeah. Serve in leadership. Aspire to the regional team. So you're an ambassador.
Yes, sir.
Didn't start out as an ambassador.
I did not. Started out as a member.
Yeah, and aspired to become an ambassador. And then, of course, you can be an ambassador. You can be a director, consultant. There's opportunities galore. And by doing this, you increase your visibility, credibility, profitability. This makes you unforgettable.
Absolutely.
And how about one of my favorites? Following up on a referral.
I love that.
You know, I did that this morning.
Awesome.
I had a referral that I had received. I went and had an appointment. I had a meeting with the prospect. What did I do when I left the meeting with the prospect?
Called that member.
I called the member who gave me the referral. I said, hey, I just want to let you know we had a meeting. Here's what we talked about. And I may have given him more detail than he really wanted, but he seemed interested in and listening and asking questions. Right. You know, and as long as he was asking questions, I was filling him in. You know what that's going to do?
That makes you unforgettable.
Makes me unforgettable.
You got credibility.
The next time that he runs into somebody that he'll make that connection again.
Yep.
On the flip side, what if I don't clue him in?
He don't know what happened.
What if it's just going to, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know if I followed up. Next time he sees the guy, he's going, hey, did you ever hear from that Andy guy?
Right. Yeah.
No.
Following up is huge.
Next time he sees him, he's going to say, hey, I spoke to Andy. He said y'all had.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Following up on referrals makes you unforgettable. So as we close out this episode, did you have any final comments, anything that you wanted to add on being unforgettable, becoming unforgettable?
I think you covered it all.
Okay, so don't forget to buy flowers.
Buy flowers.
Yes, buy flowers.
That's it.
It took me a long time to learn that flowers and jewelry.
No matter what they say, they want flowers.
They want flowers and jewelry, whatever. You know, it's the thought that counts, but it's the money that really counts.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, so Member Success Program is coming up on February the 18th. And that's going to be over at the Great Clips.
It's a new location, so make sure you register online.
New location for Member Success Program for the month of February. And by the way, we are cutting those back now, the in-person classes, Member Success Program, to every other month. Yep. So February, skip March, it'll be April, will be the next one in person. So lean heavily on the BNI University. Go to BNI University to complete your member success program outside of the ones that we offer. And keep in mind that when you go to the in-person class, member success program, you get the opportunity to network with members throughout the region. And finally, BNI U.S. National Conference is coming up at the end of March in Denver. I want to personally invite you as a member of our region to consider attending the BNI U.S. National Conference in Denver, March the 26th through the 28th. If you have any interest there, you can go to BNIUSAevents.com and take a look at that, or just reach out to me, Andy at bigtreetella.com is my email address. And of course, if you just Google my name, I'm all over the Google out there. And that's all I have for today. You have anything to add?
I'm good. You did awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And we encourage you to come back next week. Subscribe, download, all that good stuff. Signing off here, I'm Andy Brassfield with BNI Knoxville and Robert Smith with Mike Fuller Realty.
Yes, sir.
I always want to say Robert Smith Realty, but
you can say that too.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening. See you next time.